Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another week of weekly updates. It is Saturday, February 15th, the day after Valentine's Day, and I will tell you that this week has been even crazier than the first two. Thankfully, we haven't had any commercial airplanes fall out of the sky this week that I know of. There was a small plane that fell out of the sky in Alaska. We also had a military plane fall out of the sky. So that, in that respect, this week was a little rough. We also have a whole lot of information coming out, folks, when it comes to the USAID, the Treasury, the IRS, HHS, just so many government agencies that are just pissing away your money, my money. It's absolutely insane, guys. This week, and I hope every week is like this because Doge is doing amazing work. We have more people confirmed to their cabinet positions. We are just making headway. And judges are doing their best to try and stand in the way and being obstructionists. Now, a lot of them are being activists, so I'm not really all that worried. But I still don't really like seeing the legal system abused in this manner. I don't know what you guys think about it, but to me, it seems like gross abuse of the system. They are effectively trying to just get in the way for political reasons. They are not using law as they are supposed to. But hey, what can you do? But we're going to start off this week with some Mike Benz, because Mike Benz has just been doing some amazing reporting so far. And most of my news is going to be sourced from X. You know why? Because X is the news now. The AP, all of these other agencies and news people, propaganda, fake news, all kinds of nonsense. So we're going to source more. We're going to source We're going to source most of our information directly from X, from people like Mike here, because, well, it's pretty amazing what he's been doing. In fact, I just realized I have these on the wrong screens, so give me just a second. I will switch this around so that I don't look like I'm looking the wrong way for you guys. All right, that's better. So it says, I can tell you where the bodies are buried. So this is in response to Data Republican. By the way, huge shout out, Data Republican. Questionable Gardener has been doing some great write-ups using data provided from Data Republican here. But it says, wait, what? The U.S. actually has an agency called the U.S. Agency for Global Media that funds news broadcasts worldwide. So Mike responds with, I can tell you where the bodies are buried. Hey, how's it going, Dr. Gold? I'm doing well. Hopefully you are as well. Beyond funding, a parallel Mockingbird media propaganda army of U.S. state-sponsored journalists and media outlets, the U.S. AGM plays a major role in the censorship industry through something called the OTF, or the Open Technology Fund. Now, a lot of these charities and other things being operated using USAID funding and grant money. Man, some of the work that is being done right now, digging through all of this information and data, is amazing. And I'm sure that Mike is going to have further reporting at some point on this Open Technology Fund, or maybe our very own Questionable Gardener will dig into that one as well. You never know. But yeah, guys, the United States has been funding media overseas. It has been funding media inside the United States. And it's essentially just propaganda. So the term fake news exists for a reason. These people are not trustworthy. They print whatever they're told to print, and they're being used to manipulate you and me. So you shouldn't trust them. Everything they say you should take with a grain of salt and a high amount of skepticism. So Mike Benz, some more great reporting there. Got some Wall Street apes, sometimes hit or miss, but we have here that Elon Musk was supporting Ron Paul to lead the audit of the Fed. Guys, if someone is going to audit the Fed, I hope it's one of the Pauls. Rand Paul, Ron Paul, don't care. But This video, real quick, is a crazy clip. Let me see if I can make it bigger. We are going to go to full screen, share it with Firefox, and you guys should hear.
Simply flooded the system with money.
Yes, we did. That's another way to think about it. We did.
Where does it come from? Do you just print it?
We print it digitally. So we as a central bank, we have the ability to create money digitally. And we do that by buying treasury bills or bonds or other government guaranteed securities. And that actually increases the money supply. We also print actual currency and we distribute that through the Federal Reserve Bank.
Oh, yeah. Thanks. The Fed, man. Gotta love to hate them. And yes, West Virginian, any Paul, even Jake Paul. I would take Jake Paul auditing the Fed at this point. I would prefer Rand or Ron, though. Just saying. But we definitely need an accounting of how much money we've printed, where it's been going, because remember, folks, they don't tax you and me to pay for things. They print money to pay for things. And then they tax you and me so they can destroy that money so that there isn't runaway inflation. But they're taxing you and me. They need to tax you and me because they've already spent that money. And if they let that money continue to exist, it will do harm to the economy. But then they'll blame you and me for not paying enough tax instead of just taking some frickin' responsibility when it comes to not printing it and spending it in the first place. Yeah. Glad they can just create money. Yes, that's actually exactly what they do. They just create it, and then they spend it on things. And then they take your and my money and they light it on fire. Maybe not literally, but in the computer, they're like, oh, thanks for paying your taxes. That money is now gone, removed from circulation to try and keep inflation from going crazy after we spent all of your money on silly things like gender plays in Peru and all kinds of other things. We have a pretty long list coming up a little bit later in the broadcast about just some of the nonsense that they've been printing money and spending it on just so they can tax you and me. So lots of fun. This is actually a little fun video that I have because I'm a fan of Timcast IRL, and Phil Labonte is one of the members of that show. He is the lead singer of the heavy metal band All That Remains. But this is fun. The Gun drummer has a video where he is jamming to the new ATR HQ with a bump stock, doing one of their songs from their new album. America. I just threw that one in there, guys, because it was a whole lot of fun. And like Phil says, that is dope as hell. So great work, Gun Drummer. If you haven't checked him out, you should. Always entertaining and highly American. Dr. Gold, it's basic knowledge that when you print money, the value of the money decreases. Absolutely. But the way you can help fight that is you destroy some money in the back end. But if you don't destroy enough money, yes, you continue to dilute the value of the currency. That is why, since 1913, when the Federal Reserve Act passed on December 23rd, your dollar is now worth about 2 cents. Yes, there has been a over 98% reduction in the purchasing power of a dollar since the founding of the Federal Reserve. So they've obviously been printing too much or not taxing enough. I'm going to go with printing too much because they don't need to tax me anymore. We had some more news. They had a little bit of progress here. I always love including a little bit of space stuff as well because, well, Elon does more than just help run the Department of Governmental Efficiency. He also still runs SpaceX and Tesla and the Boring Company and Neuralink and, other things. But great still shot. I love that SpaceX is so transparent and open with their testing regime. I love that they've been doing better and better high quality imaging from drones and other things during their testing campaigns, because this is one of the most beautiful shots I have seen of a super heavy booster during testing. So enjoy it for a few more seconds. Dr. Gold, and our money at one point was backed by gold. That is also true and is no longer true. Now, whether we should back it by gold or find some other commodity to back it with, I think we would be much better off if we actually backed our currency with a commodity. Some countries back it with oil, some with other precious minerals. We used to back it with gold, as Dr. Gold points out. I just saw that. Very nice. But yeah, guys, we used to actually back the value of our currency with a commodity. So there was actual value there. It wasn't just stated value. If you look on your money, which I don't have my wallet down here, unfortunately, but it says good for all debts, public and private. They had to print that on there because we all know that it's actually not really worth the paper or cotton rag that it's printed on. So the government has to tell you that you must take it to pay for debts because it's not worth much. Are eggs a commodity? You know what, West Virginian? If the cost of eggs keeps going up, we might be able to back our currency with eggs. But no, I don't think that's one of the traditional commodities. I believe that would be, if you look at the futures commodities markets, that would be things like lumber, oil, corn, soybeans, the things on the commodity markets. But maybe we should start using eggs as a currency. I think if I had chickens, which I wish I did, damn you HOAs, I really want chickens because those little butt nuggets are worth their weight in gold at this point. Yeah, I think the most expensive dozen I've seen right now is like $10, but I typically see them around $4 or $5. But yeah, if I could get one of those butt nugget factories in my house, I would. Maybe I should move so I can have them. What do you guys think? Should I move so that I can have a butt nugget factory? Let me know. But yes, guys, another crazy thing that came out. Elon Musk, pork belly. Yes, pork. That is one. Elon Musk posted that he learned that geez, my mouth. I've been sick the last week solid. Like, thankfully, I'm starting to feel a lot better now, but everything is still all congested. Elon Musk just learned that the Social Security database is not deduplicated, meaning that you can have the same Social Security number many times over, which further enables massive fraud. It says here 2 reasons why fraudulent Social Security numbers were provided to illegals by Democrats. 10,000 illegals using the same exact Social Security number voted in Arizona 2020 presidential elections. The reason that radical Democrats don't want an audit of Social Security fraud is because they are scamming off $1.7 trillion slush. Those typos. There's a $1.7 trillion slut fund. It's beyond massive. $1.7 trillion buys a lot of slush or sluts, whichever way. He warned us a long time ago. Yeah, they did. Guys, 10,000 people using the same Social Security number, and the system is designed to not deal with that. Because you can't convince me that a government program is left that vulnerable on accident. They want people to be able to use duplicate Social Security numbers. And the crazy thing is, they are paying out benefits to each instance of a duplicated Social Security number. So if you and me, our families, everybody's using the same Social Security number and we all apply for benefits, they will pay each and every one of us. And then they wonder why We are going broke. Listeners, Gardner, I'm always very bad at marketing myself. Yes, please, listeners, retweet this. If you are watching on X, please repost. Is it called a tweet still, Gardner? I feel like it would be called something else now that it's not Twitter. I don't know. Repost, retweet, re-message. Share it with friends and family so that other people can enjoy it with us and comment. Even if you just want to comment to make fun of me. I have a pretty thick skin. Good luck. West Virginia keeps saying he's going to try and troll me. Hasn't worked yet. I think it's a post. Yes, maybe. I don't know. I like that Phil Labonte, who we saw, heavy metal singer, he still calls it Twix, which I think is hilarious. So we post tweet on Twix, I guess. I'm okay with it. Oh, speaking of people receiving funds that probably don't need to, Bill Gates' vaccine organization, Gavi, was awarded $4.88 billion from USAID, nearly $5 billion. Every time I see these posts and I read these numbers, I get so much more mad because that's our money, folks, that they printed to a single organization, almost $5 billion. 2 grants still active. The $4 billion grant ends in August of 2030. That is 5.5 years from now. No wonder Gates is speaking out against Doge dismantling the USAID. Let's see. Of course, that is very bad formatting. I'll just pull this up. Screw it. Boop. That's a little bit better. So the power of partnerships. Gavi Impacts draws on the strength of its core partners, the World Health Organization, which we got out of and Argentina got out of, thank you very much, UNICEF, the World Bank, the Gates Foundation, and plays a critical role in strengthening primary health care, PHC, bringing us closer to the Sustainable Development Goal, SDG, of the Universal Health Coverage, UHC, ensuring that no one is left behind. George Bush, No Child Left Behind. It's probably just as effective. Jesus. Look at that. UNICEF, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, World Bank, donor country governments, research agencies, private sector partners, vaccine manufacturers, civil society organizations, implementing country governments. What does that even mean? The World Health Organization, guys. What comments do we got? Dr. Gold, there should be a cap on the amount of money the government can spend. The government needs to actually start paying off the debt before they can print more money. Yeah, I agree, but there's not a lot of incentive for them to do it currently. We are still the world reserve currency. We can get away with it. We print it and give it to other countries for silly things like gender studies programs. But I agree with you. We need to find a way to make that happen. Would that be a Twix or a treat? Ooh, Groundhog coming in with a good one. Yes. And I don't think it really matters which. I like them both. So I'm okay with it. Yeah, guys, do you really think that the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation needs more tax money? I don't think they do. Oh, what was this? Oh, gosh. Okay, we have more from them. I didn't realize. That's gross. Okay, perfect. When Melinda and I started this work more than a decade ago, we were inspired by the conviction that all lives have equal value. No, guys, they were inspired by the fact that they could get grants and they could skim a bunch of money off the top to enrich themselves and their friends, all while virtue signaling that they were going to help people. They protect all children who receive them, no matter how rich or poor they may be. In short, vaccines work. Okay, how much money did they actually... Oh, what do we have here? These are the grants that are still active. You can see here, 930, the other grant, $880 million. Gosh, guys. USAID. This one was to prepare for, and respond to coronavirus, including vaccine procurement and delivery. That was the one that goes out till 2030. Good Lord, people. I really don't like it. Don't like it one bit. Not one bit. So yes, your tax money at work. Yes, that is in fact a lot of cheese or cheddar. Benjamins. Paper. I'm sure there's lots of other words. I don't know. But it's all my money. It's all your money. We should be a lot angrier than we are, and I'm already pretty mad about all this. But let's keep going. Yeah. This was what we were talking about a little earlier. Apparently, I had these a little out of order, but Elon Musk found out that the Social Security system can have multiple of the same SSN over and over and over, and each one gets paid. Yep. Thanks, Mila Joy, for posting this and making me even more upset. But it's good to know. This whole duplication of numbers thing needs to go. It's so simple to program a verification, be like, does this number already exist in the database? If so, red flag, maybe we should look into it. Maybe we should investigate and go, hey, what name should be on that Social Security number? Because it turns out your Social Security number is tied to your name when it's issued to you. So if there's a duplicate in the database, if it goes, no, that number already exists, folks, it should go, no, that number already exists, folks, and it belongs to Bob George or, Steve Schmidt. Like, they should know. So the fact that they don't enforce this and do any kind of deduplication, guys, this is on purpose. It's a way that they can skim money off the top, and it's a way they can pay themselves and pay their friends. And I hate every bit of it. Don't you? Mike Benz was getting a little bit scared earlier in the week, too. He posted something similar to this a few times, and I was starting to wonder if he was going to be okay myself. But he says here, from the 11th, House Oversight Committee Task Force on Declassification of Federal Secrets led by Rep. Anna Paulina Luna focused on the 9/11 files, Jeffrey Epstein files, JFK, RFK, and MLK assassinations, and the origins of COVID-19 and UFOs. Is this actually a video? Oh yeah, we're going to watch this. We're going to watch this. Hang on. Let's watch this.
With the stroke of a pen, he committed to declassifying the files concerning the assassinations of President John F. Kennedy, Robert F. Kennedy, and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Yes.
A decision not just monumental, but pivotal. It is with profound honor that I have been entrusted by Speaker Mike Johnson and Chairman James Comer to lead the House Oversight Task Force on Declassification of Federal Secrets. Together with the help of the White House, our intelligence allies, the Department of Defense, the Department of Justice, we will be conducting investigations into the following: the assassinations of JFK, RFK, and Dr. Martin Luther King, unidentified aerial phenomena, also known as UAPs, unidentified submerged objects, also known as USOs.
Is that like the Loch Ness Monster? Are they going to admit that's real? That'd be cool.
The Epstein client list, the origins of COVID-19, and the 9/11 files.
Ooh.
This task force will be a beacon of bipartisanship. On the Republican side, Representatives Burchett, Boebert, Burleson, Crane, Gill, and Mace will be joining me, although I'd like to note that I'm expanding this to the entire governing body and will be allowing certain members to waive on.
Okay.
Our first hearing is set for March. The date will be announced soon, and we've already initiated close to a dozen communications with various agencies, to include Pam Bondi at the Department of Justice.
Oh, guys, she has paperwork in her hand. I believe her.
And the Secretary of State. This will no longer be a task force that makes bold promises only to fade into irrelevance or send strongly worded letters. This will be
which I feel like is a shot directly at Republicans. What do you guys think? No more strongly worded letters?
A relentless pursuit of truth and transparency, and we will not stop until the American people have the answers they deserve. We will cut through the bureaucracy, challenge the stonewalling, and ensure that the American people finally get the truth that they have been denied for too long. If we are to endure and thrive as a nation, we must restore trust. Trust through transparency.
Yes, 100% agree. What do you guys think? Trust through transparency? I think it's sorely needed. I missed out on a couple of comments. Let's see. West Virginia, I was always curious about that. Social Security numbers are only 8 digits and never get bigger. They can recycle them when somebody is deceased. But at a certain point, it is a little suspicious, isn't it? Who knows? Maybe someday we'll get a 9th digit, but probably not. They'll just keep duplicating and recycling. Dr. Gold says, I don't know how people can't see that socialism always leads to communism and it never ends well for the people that live there. It does not. It really does not, Dr. Gold. You are 100% correct. And all these people that try and argue for it, they always say like, oh, you know what, guys? It's just I haven't tried it yet. I can do it better. We haven't tried it the right way. Apparently, when you kill tens of millions of people a few times, they're still trying to iterate. I would argue that if you've killed tens of millions of people a few times, you probably don't deserve to iterate anymore. So, yeah, socialism leads to communism. It is a failure. It kills far too many people to try again. And yet, people want it. People ask for it because human nature is ultimately that a lot of people are strangely comfortable just wanting to be taken care of by somebody and being responsible for nothing. And people that are power hungry, they abuse that. They say, hey, look, give me more power and I'll give you free shit and you won't have to work for it. And I will just take care of all of your needs, your food, your medical care, everything. Yeah, that's how they get you. And then they stop feeding you and you become the carbon that they want to reduce. And suddenly, like, your whole village is gone. Yeah, it's not a good thing, guys. Socialism is dumb. Capitalism, if it's not warped like it's being right now, is pretty good. It's raised more people in the globe out of poverty than any other system. We just have some corruption in it right now that we need to cut out and get rid of it like a cancer. Excise it from capitalism. Get the cronyism out. Get the corporatism out. Then maybe we'll have a better chance. And that's one of the things I like about President Javier Milei down in Argentina is he is an anarcho-capitalist. Yeah. Sounds kind of extreme, but really you should watch any of his videos, any of my videos that we discuss those things, or watch his speeches, because the more you watch, the more it actually kind of makes sense, because anarchy gets a really bad name. It's not the crazy, let's throw bricks through windows kind of thing. Also, Michael Malice, if you don't follow him, his YouTube channel is always a good time. Always? There's a fucking owl in here, I guess. Okay. Always a good time. He is also an anarchist. Again, I encourage you to expand your horizons a little bit and look into some of those things. It's actually more interesting than you'd think. West Virginia says, I guess I need to follow Mike Benz. If you aren't following Mike Benz already, I would encourage any one of you, 117 fine, very intelligent individuals that are watching this stream. And I say that because you're here and it makes sense. You should all be following Mike Benz and his work. His work with USAID, chef's kiss. West Virginia wants Bigfoot next. Can't wait to find out he's your cousin. Well, it's a good thing we're in West Virginia because you could still marry him. Just saying. 100% no more rhino letters. Yes, Gardner, no more stupid, strongly worded letters. We need to start taking action and use the authority and government that we've been given. For far too long, Democrats wield all of the power they're given, and then when Republicans get it, they're just like, I don't want to be seen as mean. I'm going to write a strong letter and say, please. And then they're out of power. And then progressives come back in and push the needle, push it further. West Virginia, absolutely. I don't know what absolutely you were responding to. Was it the cousin comment? I hope not. Be more specific in your comments, because if I don't get to it right away, sometimes without context, that could be taken out of context. But yes, if they do kill me after the stuff you're about to see me talk about on a Jumbotron this week, it is my living will and testament that being of sound body and mind, wish this new congressional task force to listen closely to it and continue my work. Everything but that. Okay. Understood. Not the cousin comment, but everything else I said. Thank you for your support. But yes, Mike Benz, great work. And he's a little bit scared, as you probably should be, because he is exposing a lot of corruption. Elon Musk responding to Kyle Cheney. Kyle Cheney says here, a federal judge in Massachusetts has blocked the Trump administration rate change to NIH grants. Elon's comment is the judge blocked dropping the overhead charged on NIH grants from the outrageous 60% to a far more reasonable 15%. This judge is forcing the corruption to continue. WTF? What is this for? Or do you think he means what the fuck? I don't know. You guys decide. But yeah, guys, these judges are being activists. These judges are interfering. Many of these judges that are doing this are appointed by either Obama or Biden. The judiciary is not supposed to be making decisions based on politics. They are supposed to be making decisions based on law. So I don't have it pulled up. I need to find it. In fact, maybe I can just find it real quick. Let's see. I'm going to go here real quick. We're going to go here. I'm going to go here. We're going to do this. We're trying to do this live. Bukele. Judges. Can I find the post real quick? Ooh, okay. Where is his post? There was a post by him. Ah, yes, here we go. Wonderful. And a Lord of the Rings reference, guys. Babylon Bee, you're really on point lately. Sauron appointed judge rules Frodo must return the ring to Sauron. Guys, the Bee is so good. If you're not following the Bee, you should be as well. But yeah, Nayib Bukele himself, his own account, guys. Like, this is the president of El Salvador. This is exactly what judges were doing in El Salvador in 2021. So we impeached them all and then proceeded to fix the country. This seems like a roadmap, guys. If you have activist judges that are defying law and using politics to make decisions and obstruction and being an obstruction to fixing your country, this is the process to fix it. And yes, that Babylon Bee, guys, the Babylon Bee has been so good the last few weeks, but this is one of my favorites they've done in a while. And it's so true because of all of the interference these judges are doing. It's just like this. And it is absolutely a roadmap, West Virginia. Bukele says, look, they did this here. We impeached them and got them out of our way and continued to fix the country. So, guys, that's what we need to do. And I've seen a couple of articles here and there, a little smattering, if you will, where we have had some Republicans filing articles of impeachment against a few of these judges, but we need to do it more. We need to do it faster. We need to get these idiots out of our way so that we can continue to expose this corruption. We can continue to excise it from us before it creates a cancer so big and so invasive that it kills us, or at least the government and our country, and probably the whole world, because without us in the world, who knows what happens, guys. Everyone always argues that if we get out of the way and let Russia do whatever they want in Ukraine, that they're just going to invade the fucking world. So we better not stop existing, progressives. I don't know why you keep trying to do things that will make our country end when, according to you, without us, the rest of the world ends. Good job. Great thing that happened this week. Something that Biden never did. Who knows why? But Mark Fogel, he's home. He was released from Russia. He was in prison for almost 4 years. Almost 4 years, guys. Trump got him out. Why didn't Biden? Why did we trade the merchant of death for a WNBA player instead of this guy? But why didn't we trade him for both? We gave them the guy who's literally called the merchant of death. And all we got for it was I'll just say awkward, just to keep it YouTube friendly, an awkward WNBA player. Nah. Another crazy thing that came out, as you see Mario here posts, the emails revealed that the Biden White House orchestrated the Trump document case from day one. Dr. Gold, it's sad that my older sister is a socialist, and that when I said, you know that China is a communist country, she told me it's not a communist country. I was like, it's their only party there is the CS, the Chinese Communist Party, the CCP. Kind of hard to avoid. Now, they do have a modified market system because they need it to bend us over the bend us over the barrel backwards and upside down when it comes to manufacturing. So they do have market influence. But yes, they are the Chinese Communist Party. Companies that work there have to have a member. Have to have a party representative in their business. Like, yeah, it's not good. West Virginia, peace by strength, awkward no more. Yeah, guys, agreed. Although I'm awkward, so I can't help you there. But I understand the sentiment, not sediment. That's different. Anyways, fresh emails from the National Archives exposed a disturbing truth. Classified document case against Trump wasn't a spontaneous investigation. It was carefully orchestrated political operation directed from the White House months before the official story began. While the National Archives and Special Counsel Jack Smith claimed the investigation started in February of 2022, newly released communications show Biden's team was pulling the strings as early as the summer of 2021, over 6 months before. Despite the National Archives being close to resolution with Trump's team, they were secretly drafting letters to the attorneys general, Mario, and coordinating with Biden's White House counsel. Most damning, when direct DOJ involvement proved too obvious, the Biden's deputy White House counsel created a backdoor through a special access request. Guys, the jokes, they just write themselves. They created a backdoor through a special access request. No butt jokes, huh? Okay. A clever workaround to gain access to Trump's records. The Mar-a-Lago raid wasn't about national security. These emails suggest it was about weaponizing federal agencies against a political opponent. This isn't just government overreach, it's government deception. So you can see here that in 2021, in September, correct, we cannot go to the DOJ while we are engaging in ongoing discussions with the White House and the Trump reps, which could help to clarify, if not actually resolve the issue. Before that, we're holding off on a DOJ letter? ? Yeah, guys, the amount of collusion going on here is crazy. Crazy, guys. Crazy. According to them, we need access to the notes from the last administration, so they will be making a special access request to get in that back door. Dr. Gold, and when China added some free market, that's when they start. Yes, they started to make money because of the markets, because they basically used slave labor to take over manufacturing while the United States implemented policies that encouraged offshoring of manufacturing. It's almost like the Biden family and others in the government were colluding with China in order to get manufacturing out of the United States and support them. I wonder if there's any financial ties to them. You can't believe it? I can. I don't like it. It shouldn't be legal. It kind of seems like sedition, if not treason. But I agree, it's pretty bad. Yeah, guys, it's not good. Also, things that Democrats do that are not good at all, like at all, because they're gross and disgusting, is you got Democrats in Washington just proposed SB 5312 or 5312, however you care to say it, which seeks to reduce the penalties for child predators caught in online targeting sting operations. So you can see here, I'll just show you the two. Yeah, guys, these are the two. So this is like side by side. So this is the part they wanted to edit. The top one shall end 10 years after the last date of release from confinement for the registration of the offender registry. Oh, no, they want to change that to 5 years after. So they want to have less punishment for people that, victimize children. Why is it? Why is it that the Democrat Party and the progressives are almost always the ones tied to this kind of behavior? Other than evil and other than murdering the unborn and just so many other things, guys. Why? Why is it? Why is it? This kind of stuff shouldn't be tolerated. This is the kind of stuff that used to be fixed in small towns. You know, Timmy, he moved away and no one ever saw him again. But the corn's growing really nice in the back 40 this year. Completely unrelated. Unrelated. Mostly peaceful memes here. Yes. So there was another judge that decided to say that nobody that started in office at the Treasury after January 20th was allowed to look at Treasury data, which means also the head of the Treasury Department and anyone from the new administration would have been barred from looking at the Treasury's information. We went over, it was either on Tuesday, I don't remember, maybe Gardner remembers. It was either Tuesday or it was last week. The amount of fraud, waste, and abuse in the Treasury alone is $1.6 trillion a year in waste. That's not their budget. That's the waste. So they try to say, look, you can't look at the data. So I like this. This is a good Bane meme. It says, but I ruled that you can't look at the Treasury data. And he says, what do you feel in charge? What do you think? I don't know. I don't know why I like this one so much. I just do. Something about just, taking the existing system and how corrupt it is right now and just watching it get dismantled just tickles me pink. I don't know. It's great. Also, Mike, again, here, a little fearful for his safety, reposting this in case something happens to me after all the stuff I'm dropping tomorrow. He points out here, he reads the CIA assassin YouTube guide out loud from a subscriber stream. I am not going to play this video because we are streaming to YouTube, and he's literally reading the assassination guide. I said it. Dang it. He's reading the guide on how to unalive people for a profession, but I encourage you to watch it. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, guys. The things that have been going on in our government are not good. Interestingly enough, other people have started to recognize that this corruption might have impacted their countries. So you have here the Prime Minister of Slovakia, Robert Fico. Robert, hey Bob, penned an open letter to Elon Musk asking for information on all grants and funding from USAID to Slovakian NGOs, I apologize, Bob, and journalists who may have used the funds to sabotage Slovakia. Why do you think he's worried about this? I don't know. The Maidan rebellion in the Ukraine that was a USAID operation to overthrow the pro-Russia government and instill a pro-Western government. Maybe it was that precedent has him a little bit concerned that the United States, USAID, and other entities might have been involved in the sabotaging of Slovakia. Yeah, that doesn't sound good at all. You see here, oh God, this trimming job on, let's see. Boop. And boop. Nope, that wasn't it. There we go. You can see here, congratulations on your appointment and decisions you make. The announced cancellation of USAID agency also affects the internal affairs of the Slovak Republic. It's undeniable that financial resources coming from USAID were also used in Slovakia for political purposes to deform the political system and favor certain political parties. Yeah. We've been doing it since at least the 50s, guys. It's not good. In order to be able to separate useful and beneficial projects from gross interference in the internal affairs of the Slovak Republic, I consider it correct to contact you with a request to provide available information about subsidies and grants provided to NGOs, media, and individual journalists who worked and are active in the territory of the Slovak Republic. It is clear only from incomplete public sources that USAID has supported these entities with several $1 million in grants in a relatively short period of time. The topic of misuse of foreign funds in Slovakia for the purpose of disadvantage of a part of the political spectrum is so serious that I am ready to meet you personally, and we could also discuss other mutually beneficial projects from Slovakia-American relations. Yeah, guys, absolutely nuts. Oh. West Virginia, what do you put? I don't know if I want to click on this. Do I want to click on this? I don't know what's going to happen. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, fair enough. I'll post this. Hang on. Give me a second. Let me just open a new tab. We'll go here, paste, boom. Yep. No, I'm with you. I agree. Yep. Nice meme, sir. How do people still vote Democrat? Yeah. Agreed. But yeah, guys. So the Slovak government is a little upset at us, as they should be. So should, it seems like, every other government in the world, including Ukraine and Russia, should probably be upset with us, because we were using those funds to influence politics in their countries. So here is the thing we mentioned a little bit earlier. It's one of the few plane crashes that we had this week, but it is an EA-18G Growler fighter jet crashing into the San Diego harbor at a very steep angle. Like real steep.
Oh, shit, didn't send.
Yeah. Yep, Gardner posted this. Thank you very much, sir. Anyone voting Democrat does not know the party's history. Yeah, probably not. Guys, they gaslight everybody so hard when it comes to the history of the Democrat Party. It's insane. But also, if you just look at the corrupt, like the 4D chess moves going on right now are so good. Because the Democrat Party has been placed in the position to defend taxation and the IRS. Trump and Elon have put them in the position to defend corruption, to defend a long list of manipulations and nonsense that we've been doing to other countries and to our own. They now have to defend the fact that Politico and numerous other news agencies are getting direct funding for social manipulation and other purposes. That is what the Democrat Party has been forced to defend, because they are so vehemently anti-Trump that they are required by their tribe to take the opposite position of Trump in everything. which is hilarious because they are now forced into the position where they are the party of the IRS and taxation. Yep. They are the pro big business, pro government grants, pro taxation, pro just everything. They have to defend everything because everything Doge is trying to dismantle and all of the corruption that Trump and his government administration is trying to expose, they have to support it. It's absolutely insane, guys. But it's been fun to watch. Last week, we reported we were up to 60,000 federal employees had taken the buyout offer. That number has now increased to 75,000. Hopefully, it keeps going up. You can see here, 75,000 workers accept the buyout program, guys. I don't know what's happening. There we go. I'm fine with it. Doge News posts here, the U.S. government sent $2.7 trillion in Medicare and Medicaid money overseas to people who were not eligible to receive it. That's 8% of our national debt. Medicare isn't going broke. The money is being stolen. I would argue it's both. It's still going broke, but it's going broke faster. And it's not good. Let's Whoop. Hey, calm down, video. Calm down. We'll get there. For everybody's enjoyment.
Back to Doge just for a second. Earlier, the subcommittee headed by Chairman Marcia Taylor Greene, her and her staff discovered $2.7 trillion in improper payments to Medicare, Medicaid, overseas, to people who should not have gotten it. Some in this room might have missed that press conference. Can you elaborate on what the president is thinking at this point?
Well, again, that's another example. There's a very long list of the fraud, waste, and abuse that Doge is identifying on a daily basis.
By the way, guys, people that didn't deserve it, that aren't entitled to it even. Not only are we giving it out to people that are technically entitled to it, we're sending that money overseas to people who haven't even earned it. Please tell me with a straight face that this is not a government slut fund. I'm going to use that from now on because that is one of my favorite typos I have seen in a long time. All slush funds are now slut funds. Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid are apparently just giant government slut funds used to pay out people overseas. Absolutely crazy.
Elon Musk also talked about yesterday about Social Security payments that are going out the door for people who are no longer with us. Unfortunately, I would say that is certainly fraud. There's also a lot of contracts they've identified that, just as a hypothetical example, are $1 million, but only 500,000 went out the door. So where's the rest of that cash? And so that's the thing. Those are the things that Doge is working on every single day. And I would just remind everybody in this room, this is what President Trump campaigned on doing. He's delivering on a promise that.
And you know what? Every time I see here on X, somebody post, I can't believe this. This can't be what you voted for. It's like, oh no. No. This is absolutely what I voted for. Don't mistake it. I voted for this. And it's amazing. Hopefully you did too. I bet you did, because if you're watching me, I bet you voted for this too. It's been a glorious couple of weeks, guys. We're not even a full month in. Slut. Let's see. Questionable Gardener just at the receipts, just for phase 1 for Save the Children deep dive. Yeah, guys, we're going to be following up with Gardner probably Tuesday, and I might even I'll probably include it next week. But he's doing a deep dive in a couple of threads, maybe even a full article on a charity called Save the Children and how that money is being laundered. So Questionable Garden says, just look at. Yeah, we'll look at it. Don't worry, buddy. Don't worry. We'll look at it either Tuesday or next week or both. But yeah, guys, Save the Children. Sounds really nice. until you realize that it's just also a giant money laundering scheme that didn't really save children at all. Or if it did, it like saved the legally required one child, maybe two. Children implies plural, so it probably saved two kids, maybe, for hundreds of millions of dollars. And yes, Groundhog, slut funds do pay the hose. Yep. Yeah, that's what they're for. Gardner also says, this is so what we voted for. It absolutely is. I am loving every day. It's a wonderful time to, oh, that's great. I just changed the view and the clipping for when I do articles, just centered right on her. Guys, Caroline Leavitt so far has been a great press secretary. It's been fun. Lots and lots of fun. But yeah, guys, $2.7 trillion to people who aren't even supposed to be getting it. Absolute insanity. A little more humor. Sorry for my female audience members that might take a little bit of offense to this, but there are certain roles that they probably shouldn't be doing, and I think the shooting at Butler showed why. But Roz Alerts posted 2 days ago that there was a female Secret Service agent trainee accidentally shot herself in the leg at the Rowley Training Center. According to Susan Crabtree, which is a very unfortunate name, who first broke the story, a female special agent trainee accidentally shot herself in the leg on Wednesday at the Secret Service's Rowley Training Center in South Laurel, Maryland. According to her, she says that multiple sources within the community reported that she was airlifted to a Baltimore emergency room. Incident allegedly occurred due to an accidental discharge while holstering her weapon. Extent of her injuries was unknown, and the situation continues to develop. Yeah, guys, you need to be very careful when holstering a firearm. Never put your finger in the trigger well. God, every time. And the negligent discharges towards your legs, there are so many just meaty, veiny, bloody parts in your legs, guys. You could hit your femur. Oh, God. Just, it gives me the heebie-jeebies thinking about NDing into my own leg. Ugh. Yep. All right. So we got Dr. Gold. I like that Trump is showing the world that you don't mess with us and that we are not their bank anymore. Yes, they're not. Also, showing the world that not only will we not tolerate it from them, that we won't tolerate it from ourselves, that we understand and acknowledge that our government is corrupt and messed up and that we are cleaning house to fix it. Yeah, it makes sense. If you are overseas and you're one of our allies and you've been taking advantage of us, you're on notice. Don't do it anymore because we're going to find it and it's not going to end well. Gardner says, it gets uglier. We definitely will pick it up next week. Oh, good. Goody, goody, good. Make sure, if you could, Gardner, DM me at least the links to the tops of those threads so that I can pull those up. Groundhog says, more like save the children for the government. Oh. Save the children for the government pedos. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, they always seem interested in kids. They like sniffing them. They like... Yeah, they're just way too interested in kids. I love my kids. Other people's kids, though? No. My kids are great. Everyone else's kids, they suck. Sorry. I bet you feel the same way about your kids. Don't judge me. West Virginia. Oh, gosh, we have another link from West Virginia. Let's see what we got. All right, I'm not even going to look at it. I see it's a Drake meme, which I appreciate. So let me open a new tab. Let me drop it in there. Let's see. Careful. I mean, I'll open it. It opens first in Edge because I'm a monster and I have Edge set to my default. Don't judge me. So then I can put it in Firefox, which I pull in for the stream. So it opens somewhere else first. So I'm not just blindly opening your links, sir. Also, which one of you guys is it that said that my icon looks like Drake? Was that you, West Virginia? Was that you? I bet it was you. Anyways, Democrats' thought process. Republicans exposing corruption. Democrats fighting the exposure of corruption. That's right. They are the heroes in their own story. And their story is awful. It's absolutely disgusting. But yeah, guys, I just thought yeah, okay. I thought it was you. West Virginian said that my, where's a good example of it? Anyways, my channel logo, which is my face, decorated like a flag, which, by the way, was created for me by Dr. Yuval Bibi, the rogue dermatologist. I have an interview with him coming out as soon as I get it edited. We shot that today. It was a wonderful discussion. It was a discussion about medical care, the healthcare industry, the insurance companies, how they get between you and the bureaucracy gets between you and your doctor. It was a very good conversation, guys. That's coming, like I said, as soon as I can get that edited. I hope to have it out early in the week. But the doctor also designed this eye chart. It's for sale on his web store. He also created, you'll see it in the in-person podcast I did with my father, the golden apple that sits over there on the wall. He designed that piece of art as well. And shameless plug, he also makes there you go, zoom, all-purpose moisturizing balm. Very few ingredients, all organic, very simple. The ladies in your life will like it. I actually picked up a couple cans of it to give to some ladies, including my mother, because I still like her. Guys, it's great. It has cocoa butter in it. The best part, it's cacao butter, not cocoa butter. Cocoa is processed. Cacao butter. One of the girls that I gave it to said that she loves it so much because it smells like cacao powder. If you've ever had non-sweetened, non-processed chocolate cacao, it smells great. That stuff smells like it. Great. So if you need to pick up some of this for some of the ladies in your life, do it. I don't even get a kickback for it. It's just a good product. But yeah, the eye chart, guys. Yeah, gun-free zones are criminal-only carry zones. Once you, you cannot, what does it say? You cannot unsee the fine print. Second Amendment, USA. Yes, guys, that eye chart, it's been in the back of, I think, every video I've pretty much ever done. Great guy, Dr. Bibi. Like I said, interview coming out soon. Shot it today. Derek Evans, state representative, former state representative, Republican from West Virginia, J6 defendant, now pardoned, going to be running against Shelley Moore Capito for Senate, guys, in 2026. So if you dislike the rhino that is Capito, follow Derek Evans. Follow his account, follow his campaign. But he posts here that President Trump fired the remaining Biden-appointed U.S. attorneys effective immediately. This was from the 13th, which he should. All of these appointed people, the immigration judges, like any of these other people that Biden appointed, get them all out. Clean out the entire place. Anyone Obama and Biden left, you're out of here. At least that's my opinion. I think it's a good start. Again, like I said this week, we had some confirmations. Guys, I did not think this one was going to happen. And there's one left that we really need. But this one was a great, great victory for us, guys. Having RFK Jr. at the head of the HHS, yes, make America healthy again is now a thing. There are so many memes going around. Tim Pool on Timcast was like, that day I ordered a bunch of Taco Bell. He said he ordered like 1,200 Pop-Tarts. Like he's ordering things just for the lulz. Because you never know when those ingredients might get banned. Which, hey, guys, we're super obese as a country. I think we'd be okay without some of those chemicals. You go over to Europe, a lot of these things have like half the ingredients as they do here. I'm all about, let's get some of that sugar Coke. Like, our Coke should have cane sugar in it. Get this corn syrup crap out of here. Make it happen, RFK Jr. You'll be my hero. You're already my hero. Who am I kidding? But yes, RFK Jr. was confirmed to HHS secretary this week. So great thing. One of my favorite things to have ever happened, ever. Guys, ever. This White House is so fucking funny. And yes, I'll use that word the once. So funny. Guys, the White House account on X posted this for Valentine's Day. Like, I don't know what you do. I don't know what you do other than... I'm going to leave this up here for a while because I think it's just so damn hilarious. Oh, let's go back. Questionable Gardener. 1-800-CASH NOW. I think it's 877-CASH NOW. But I agree. Kash Patel is the last confirmation that we really need, guys. We need Kash Patel at the head of the FBI so that Pam Bondi, him, all these people can work together, guys. We need it. Call your Congress people, call your senators, whatever. Call them Monday, or not Monday. Monday's a holiday, so those dipshits will take the day off. Call them Tuesday. You notice the government, just like the banks, takes every opportunity to take a day off. You know what I'm going to be doing? I'm going to be working because it gets me ahead of those idiots. But yes, 877-CASH NOW. Kash Patel is the next big thing that we need. If we can get Kash confirmed at the top of the FBI, guys, if you think things have gone crazy so far, just wait, because he's already committed to releasing basically all of the lists. I look forward to the Epstein list. I look forward to basically every list. Get Kash in there, please. Call your senators whenever they decide to go back to work. Could be next year. Who knows? But call them as soon as they get back to work. Tell them to confirm Kash immediately. But yeah, guys, this Valentine's Day, this is the best post I've ever seen, especially out of an official White House account. Makes it so much better, guys. But roses are red. Violets are blue. If you come here illegally, come here illegally and we'll deport you. Oh, guys, I love this administration so far. It's so good. West Virginia said, that's so awesome. Don't see it before. Didn't. Yes, corrected yourself before I could. Smart. Happy Valentine's Day. Yeah. Yeah. It was a great day for me. I worked, but hey, my kids are amazing. Dr. Gold with a $4.99. $4.99. Are you out of your mind? Thank you for the, I believe those are, I've actually, is that a super chat, Dr. Gold? I just want to know what I'm seeing, but I see there's $4.99. So thank you very much. Vice President J.D. Vance is doing more work than Kamala ever did. I guess that depends what kind of work you're talking about, Dr. Gold. I'll leave it at that because YouTube. Because I don't think JD's ever done that kind of work. But when it comes to doing the people's work, I completely agree with you. JD, is it live on the channel? You know what? Let me look real quick. Is it okay? It didn't kick over. Let's see. Is it live? I believe it's live on the channel. Yes. Live on the channel right now on YouTube. And it's a super chat. Okay, good. Now I can identify them when I see them. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Much appreciated. Your contributions have always been appreciated, Dr. Gold. It's very kind of you. But up on the channel now, it's on the channel. So after this is over, check it out if you want. But J.D. Vance's remarks at the Munich Security Conference, guys, it was almost as much fun as watching Javier Milei talk to the World Economic Forum and tell a bunch of socialist communists that socialism sucks and that capitalism is the best. J.D. Vance went in front of Europe at Munich the day after a terrorist attack where the guy drove a vehicle into a crowd and killed some people and basically said, you guys, this is a security conference and your biggest threat is from inside of your country. And then he told them to basically stop doing this. You're just being silly people. And the awkward looks and eye rolling from the audience was just so delicious. So delicious, guys. So check out that. Even if you don't want to watch my reaction to it and you just want to watch the video itself, that's fine. The White House has it up on their YouTube channel. Yeah, guys, him talking to the Munich security conference really gave me some extra confidence for him and his time in 2028. Guys, JD Vance is doing some really good work, and he's not taking shit from anyone, and I love it. So check that out on the channel, or check out the original video, his comments there, or his remarks. Very good. But yes, roses are red, violets are blue. So good. Another fun thing that the White House did this week, because the Associated Press decided to not cooperate and publish that the Gulf is now called the Gulf of America, they got punished in a hilarious way. So everyone's like, the Associated Press, that's like the news, right? It's the news. Like, you have to go to the Associated Press. Well, guess what? They're not getting the news because they're not allowed in there right now. The Trump administration has blocked the AP journalists from covering official events, demanding that they adopt the Gulf of America instead of the Gulf of Mexico, in line with recent executive orders. The AP calls a ban a deeply troubling escalation, while Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt insists that it is a fact that the water has now been renamed. Yes. The best part is, not only are they blocked from there, but as Luke Rudkowski, who is a journalist, We Are Change, as you see there, Luke We Are Change is his handle. And if you're not following Luke, follow him also. He does some great reporting. The Associated Press has been banned from the Oval Office and Air Force One for refusing to recognize the name change to the Gulf of America. Oh, guys, this is so much fun. So much fun. I'm having so much fun with this administration, guys. The AP got pee-pee slapped because they didn't want to, they don't agree with the change from Gulf of Mexico, dead naming it, to the Gulf of America. But these same idiots were fine with forcing the name change of the Washington Redskins. They were fine stripping the Native American off of Land O'Lakes butter. These people and their double standards, if they had no double standards, they would have no standards at all. Screw you, AP. And until you fix it, I hope you stay banned from all media spaces in the White House. You deserve it. You're not serious, people. Just accept the fact that the federal government has now recognized that that is the name of the water, the body of water. Google Maps. Ooh, wow. Google Maps, Apple Maps, everybody has acknowledged that that has changed. Except you. Keep being stubborn and keep getting punished. You deserve it. Here we had President Trump signing an order that cut all federal funding for schools that mandated the COVID vaccine. Now, hey, I don't know how many schools that is, but I'm all for it. I'm not vaccinated. I hope you're not either. And if you are, I'm sorry. Because I have no idea what was in it. But some people had to do it for their work. I get it. Some people had to do it for other reasons. I get it. Some people couldn't see their family members dying because they didn't have it. JD Vance has a 12-year-old relative that is currently on the transplant list that is being denied care because she's not flu and COVID vaccinated. Like, I get it. I get it. But we are starting to see the government push back against this pandemic mandates. Good job. Like I said, I don't even know if this impacts one school, but I just like the idea of it. We should start punishing these people that were stripping freedoms. The part I don't like, guys, this all started under Trump. It did. Operation Warp Speed, all this stuff started under him. His first administration had some foibles and some mistakes, for sure. He had a lot of people around him that weren't good. I'm glad to see that he's starting to change course and correct some of those mistakes. Also, you see here that Donald Trump instructed the IRS to begin mass layoffs affecting thousands of employees. This is tax season, folks, and the IRS is cutting employees, as is a lot of the federal government. I saw a report that there were some 200,000 federal employees that were still in some sort of probationary status that they're looking to just get rid of. This sounds wonderful. Maybe I won't have to pay taxes this year anymore. I don't know. We'll see. I can't file my taxes until July. It's complicated, but when you're in certain kinds of investments, you don't get some of that paperwork until like June or July. So like I have to get an extension every year anyway. Maybe we can extend it until the IRS doesn't exist. That would be neat. Let's all pray for that. In fact, you know what? That would be great. Hopefully the IRS just ceases to exist before I have to file my taxes. Next. Groundhog. I watched Trump sign the Gulf of America bill Super Bowl Sunday on Air Force One while flying over the Gulf. That is an amazing confluence of events, and I support it. It really sends a statement, though, doesn't it? I like it. Dr. Gold, I never get the flu vaccine because the flu always changes every year. Yes, that is true. That is still a personal decision. I also do not get the flu vaccine ever. And the flu vaccine, the way they do it is they pick I believe it's a hexa. So I believe it is 6 flu strains in one vaccine is typically the way that they do it. Correct me if I'm wrong. If there's somebody more knowledgeable in the audience, feel free. But they pick like 5 or 6 strains that are the most likely based on the trends in the year and the other things they've seen. And they mix them all together in a petri dish, and then they inject those into you, and they hope that they are correct. There are years where it's more effective than others because some years the 6 that they pick end up not being the prominent flu strain that goes around. I don't know what's been going around the last couple of weeks. Last 2 or 3 weeks, like every damn person on my morning meetings at work, you hear everybody in the background coughing, sneezing, blowing their nose. They're doing all kinds. Like everyone's had this upper respiratory, whatever it is. My kids now are finally over it. I am on the very last legs of it. My parents are recovering from it. Like everybody in our house got it. Everybody at work got it. Don't know what it is. Probably COVID-25. Who cares? Is what it is. Yeah, I also don't get it. The only 2, I've gotten it twice in my life, and the 2 times I got extremely sick. So I just stopped doing it. I don't think everyone has that same reaction to it, but I just try to not put any extra things in my body if I don't need to. And yes, I mean that in every way. Yep. Libs of TikTok here says, holy schlit. If she put an S on the end, it'd be Schlitz. An anonymous staff member, Walsh Jesuit, wrote us completely unhinged email after we reached out for comment about a teacher's homework assignment. This staff member accused us of being a white supremacist, racist, xenophobic platform, and their school is La Resistance. It's funny how they always see themselves as the hero. You're not the resistance, lady. You're just unhinged, but that's fine. Let's keep going. They also vowed to continue teaching students that DEI is good. America was never great, and that Trump is anti-Christian. Yet somehow they think that DEI doesn't kill people. Yeah, and this person teaches your kids. That's a great final point there. So, Louis Loyola. Sure. Hello, I'm writing you in regards to an email you recently sent. I am privy to information that you are attempting to play the role of troll and you are seeking an opportunity to intimidate a friend colleague of mine because you believe people like you somehow know how and what to teach young people in the United States. Here is the email I am referring to, and it's kind of difficult and small to see, but I can barely read it. Good evening. I'm a journalist with Libs of TikTok reaching out to your school regarding an assignment distributed by one of your teachers during an environmental class. Oh, environmentalism, my favorite. The teacher in question, Chicory Corin, Chicory, sent questions to students that appeared to be critical of President Trump's executive order, which was to eliminate DEI initiatives at the federal level, and then asked students to explain why private companies are rolling back DEI programs. Robbie Starbuck, by the way, guys, another one. If you're not following Robbie Starbuck, follow Robbie Starbuck. Amazing work he's done dismantling private company DEI programs and exposing some of the internal training at places like Target and Harley-Davidson. Great work, Robbie. I've attached a copy of the assignment here for reference. We would like to know how this assignment relates to an environmental class. What is your school's policy for discussing political issues in class and through homework assignments? Are teachers authorized to discuss politics with students at your school? Was this assignment appropriate? Deadline to respond is 2 p.m. tomorrow. Thank you. Let's see. You hit 225. Oh, snap. Thank you for pointing that out. And thank you, everybody who's still here watching my unhinged rant and tirade about the news from the week. You're appreciated. Every one of you, 225 wonderful individuals. New personal best. We're going to go for a bigger number next week, folks. Let's keep going. Maybe a little behind on this. Oh, gosh. He's linking another one. Is this a joke? Oh, that's fine. You know what? It's fine. I get it. We'll still do it. Hang on. I'll bring it up right after this. Admittedly, I'm not using my actual work account to reach you. If you happen to figure out who I am, great. I'll deal with it. I honestly don't care if I get outed because I'm totally fine with white supremacist, racist, xenophobic, anti-Christian nut jobs like you and your platform knowing that at least some American teachers are not going to be intimidated by the orange man and his cronies attempting to whitewash education. Yes, I teach at the same school as the person you were reaching out about. Yes, I fully 100% approve and believe that she assigned her students is I can't read. California Public Schools, everybody. Believe what she assigned her students is appropriate. We are not an institution of white privilege MAGA propaganda. The resistance is real and it is collective. Guys, these people are crazy. I can attest personally to the fact that my students are hearing daily in class about the realities occurring in the US and around the world. My students will learn about the importance of DEI. They will learn about the inherent dignity of all human beings. No, that's not true. False. Fake news. They will learn that climate change is real. Also, fake news. They will learn that no one is illegal. False. Criminal aliens are absolutely illegal. They will learn that they are privileged, not at the point of guilt, but at the point of responsibility. Yeah. That's what I think about your white privilege crap. They will learn that America was never great, and it definitely isn't now. And they will learn that the American dream is really an American myth. I own 2 houses. I don't know what you're talking about. They will learn that Jesus and the Holy Family were migrants, and that most importantly, they went home for the census, you crazy late whatever. And most importantly, they will learn that the policies of the current administration, by and large, are blatantly anti-Christian. Lady, you don't know what you're talking about, but that's fine. Wonderful teachers, everybody. Great. Moving on, because gross liberal awfuls, which, by the way, is one of my favorite acronyms because angry white female urban liberals are awful. Just remember that. Awful. Angry white female urban, liberals. Yes, awful. Roz alerts here from the 14th on Valentine's Day that Kristi Noem has fired over 400 employees from the Department of Homeland Security. Fantastic. Bye. Oh, I said I was going to pull that up. Hang on. Hang on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, West Virginia. I'm sorry. And yes, she was quite unhinged. Good meme. JD Vance. JD Vance in Europe. JD Vance telling Europe about the truth about refugees. Yeah, it was pretty great, guys. You should definitely watch that speech, guys. It was so good. But yeah, guys, good. More federal employees. They're like, oh, who are you going to get to pick your crops? We got 400 new people that can pick crops. 200,000 maybe on the way. I don't think we're going to need a guest worker program anymore. That would be great. Department of Governmental Efficiency. Also, if you're not following an account, if you're not following this account, you should. Absolutely. Follow it. Dr. Gold says, I'm so glad that all of my teachers teach only the subject they teach. Yes. As they should. Why they're trying to teach all this other nonsense? No, absolutely not. You can see here that lady was crazy. West Virginia, I fully agree. Quite unhinged and awful. Because I fully picture, this is just a guess, guys, and it might get me in trouble, but I'm picturing overweight, blue or purple hair, maybe green. Definitely the nose ring. Yeah, that nose ring that nobody likes, that for some reason they all have. Probably has a girlfriend. And probably identifies as something on the alphabet spectrum. That is like my mental picture of what I see when I think of this teacher that went on the unhinged rant. Doge here posts that roses are red, violets are blue. Today, Doge and 10 agencies made 586 wasteful contracts bid adieu. With a ceiling value of $2.1 billion and $445 million in savings secured, a perfect Valentine's Day gift for all taxpayers, well earned and deserved. Today's batch includes $8.2 million USDA contract for environmental compliance services for the implementation of pilot projects developed under the Partnership for Climate Smart Commodities. Holy shit, that was a mouthful. Let me say that again. Environmental compliance services for the implementation of pilot projects developed under the Partnership for Climate Smart Commodities. They probably spent $8.2 million just coming up with that name. Absolutely crazy. Good to see Doge still doing some work. Wonderful. Dr. Gold says, the first time I ever heard of CRT is from a student, and I thought that it was the stupidest thing I had ever heard. Guys, critical theory in general is dumb. It's also highly Marxist, which is probably why it seems so dumb. But critical theory that was adapted to critical race theory is even dumber. I could not care any more than I do right now. I could not care more or less. Couldn't care less. Yeah, I think I fucked that up. I couldn't care less what race you are. If you're as unhinged as the broad from that email, doesn't matter what race you are. You're just as awful. Meritocracy, folks. It's the real deal. Everybody should just give a shit about merit. Don't care about race. Don't care about gender, religion, like none of that. No. All I care about is that my fellow Americans have similar values and similar common goals that we are working towards as a nation to be great. Again, and still. Because this country is great, has been great, and will always be great as long as good, meritorious people are in charge. You keep this DEI bullshit going, though, long enough. You keep all of this race hustling, wedge driving crap going long enough, and eventually it might not be great. We were this close, folks. Biden did quite a number bringing in the tens of millions of illegals and implementing just ridiculous policies to just drive those final nails into the coffin, I can only imagine what this country would look like if Kamala had won or if Biden had stayed in the race, because I think he had a lot better chance than Kamala did at trying to beat Donald. But I personally think that the Don was going to win either way. I don't know what you guys think. West Virginia is laughing a lot about something. Yeah. Groundhog CRT is one of the most racist programs today. It absolutely is. Affirmative action. All of these programs that are race-based are racist. That's all. They're in direct violation of the Civil Rights Act, guys. As is many of these programs. They are a direct violation of the Civil Rights Act. Good job, democracy. Or I guess I should say good job, Democrats, for being the racist party still. You just can't put that banner down, can you? It's a real tough burning cross to bear. You guys suck. That's all there is to it. Try to convince me otherwise. Leave a comment. See if you can make your argument. If there's any of you out there. And 244, guys, it's very touching. Thank you very much for all the people that are showing up and all the support. Doge out there doing the Lord's work. Doge officials also announced that they dug up and recovered $1.9 billion in money that was misplaced during the Biden administration. I don't know what the fuck this means. Pardon my language. How do you misplace $1.9 billion? If I misplaced $1.9, I would be upset. Like, did they lose it in the couch cushions? How do you misplace $1.9 billion? Please. I really hope that Doge tells us how they found it and where it got misplaced, because that's psychotic. Oh yeah, Doge is laying off 3,600 HHS. Hey, we got some more of those fruit pickers. We got some more people that are going to be eligible to help out with all those crops. They were real concerned about it when we were going to get rid of all the illegals and deport them. They were real concerned about who was going to pick all those crops. 3,600 more candidates, folks. Learn to farm is one of the funniest things I heard. Timcast had that on their show from Friday. Learn to farm, guys. I hope you enjoy it. Because you told us to learn to code, us coal miners in West Virginia. Go learn to farm. Here's the list that I was talking about that was going to just infuriate anyone when they read it. But Doge posted this today. U.S. taxpayer dollars were going to be spent on the following items, all which have been canceled. Good work. $10 million for Mozambique voluntary medical male circumcision. $9.7 million for UC Berkeley to develop a cohort of Cambodian youth with enterprise-driven skills. I don't know what that means. Also, why Cambodians? $2.3 million for strengthening independent voices in Cambodia. Again, Cambodia. $32 million to the Prague Civil Society Center. If you want another one to look into, that might be a good one, or this one coming up here in a little bit. But that sounds fake as hell. Gardner, if you want to look into that one, or this one coming up. $14 million for improving public procurement in Serbia. Real big concern of ours here in the United States. Here's the big one. $486 million to the Consortium for Elections and Political Process Strengthening, including $22 million for inclusive and participatory political process in Moldova and $21 million for voter turnout in India. Sure, why not? $29 million to strengthening political landscape in Bangladesh. $20 million for fiscal federalism in Nepal. $19 million for biodiversity conversation. Conversation in Nepal. $1.5 million for voter confidence in Liberia. $14 million for social cohesion in Mali. I bet they were just so incohesive until they were going to get that money, and now it's just going to just go to shit. $2.5 million for inclusive democracies in Southern Africa. Oh, inclusive democracies in Southern Africa. Does that include South Africa? Because they are just murdering white farmers. Doesn't sound very inclusive to me. I don't think $2.5 million is enough to fix that. Just saying. $47 million for improving learning outcomes in Asia. Guys, Asia crushes us when it comes to education. Why in the hell are we spending money to improve their learning outcomes? They're already beating us. It's got to be one of the dumbest things I've seen on the list so far. The Asians don't need the help, guys. Come on. $2 million to develop sustainable recycling models to increase socioeconomic cohesion among marginalized communities of Kosovo, Roma, Ashgali, and Egypt. What? Also, $2 million to develop sustainable recycling models is not a lot. Is that just like a PowerPoint? I'd be interested. Because that sounds like somebody's going to make a very expensive PowerPoint. Or maybe an Excel spreadsheet, get a nice, what do they call those? What kind of tables are those? Everyone always uses them. I can't think of the name right now. It's probably a fancy PowerPoint with some Excel spreadsheets in it. $2 million. I could have done that. Why didn't I do that? Anyways, yeah. This is looks like the same post. So Mike Benz also posted it. Yep, hard to believe, but every single one of these things was a de facto intelligence operation. That's probably true. Dr. Gold says, did you see the X post that a Canadian that was Canadian military can beat our military? An X post that the Canadian military can beat our military. I was like, your country is basically funded by, yeah, that's dumb. Guys, no country on earth wants to go up against our military now that all of the weirdness is getting out of it. A story from this week that I don't even think I have pulled up. The U.S. Army posted that no more transgenders, no more surgeries, no more none of that. Let's actually see if I can find that real quick. U.S. Army. Can we find it? Do it live. Give me the actual U.S. Army. Come on now. There we go. The U.S. Army will no longer allow transgender individuals to join the military and will stop performing or facilitating procedures associated with gender transition for service members. Stay tuned for more details. Effective immediately, all new accessions for individuals with a history of gender dysphoria are paused, and all unscheduled, scheduled, or planned medical procedures associated with affirming or facilitating a gender transition for service members are paused. Individuals with gender dysphoria have volunteered to serve our country and will be treated with dignity and respect. So I will get off of that meme because that's a little too spicy for YouTube. But good. Some of the nonsense is ending. The military is starting to heal. And now that it is, guys, none of these people want that smoke. You see posts just as dumb as that, Dr. Gold, where people are saying that the drug cartels are ready for war. Guys, I don't think these people have an actual understanding about the level of violence and destruction that our tier 1 operators are capable of bringing down on somebody's head. Whether it's a 2,000-pound JDAM or a small team of guys that are going to go in and just kick doors and take names and lives, they do not understand the rapidness and the brutality that those teams can execute. They just think it's all like the movies. You are sorely mistaken if you think that is the case. Our elite units in the military do not mess around. They don't mess around with that kind of stuff. If you think your military is capable of standing up to it, you're wrong. If you think your drug organization is capable of standing up against our military, you are also wrong. And I hope the cartels find that out. But you can see here, Gavin Newsom. Oh, yes, I believe this is actually the final story. Yeah, it's stupid cord. I can see why people use wireless headphones, but I just like my wired ones. Gavin Newsom will be spending a whopping $9.5 billion this year to give free health care to illegal aliens. I'm infuriated, and I don't even live in California. The federal government should freeze all funding for California until they comply with federal immigration laws. Picking illegals over citizens is treason. Well, I don't know about treason. It's probably at least sedition. It's also pretty just jacked up. When you have citizens that are still homeless dealing with the consequences of the fires that just recently happened there. But let's worry about $9.5 billion for illegal immigrant health care. Guys, we do not dislike our government enough. We really don't. At least not these parts of our government. My folks are from there. I grew up there. I'm glad I'm no longer there. But when I see stories like this, it really, really bothers me because I see the amount of waste, fraud, and abuse that our citizens are taking on behalf of criminal aliens. Why, Gavin? Why? And if you think that you're going to be in the running for 2028, decisions like this are going to make that not a thing. Because if they ran this guy against J.D. Vance, who here thinks that Newsom has a chance against the Vance that showed up to the Munich Security Conference? Anyone? Yeah, I don't think they do. Got West Virginia trying to just meme it up. All right, so let's bring this one up as well. Open a new tab. Boom, nailed it. Aced it, can't be stopped. The Democrat mindset. Cambodia, Wounded Warrior Project. Which one? I think I know which one they'd push. And it's not Wounded Warriors. Because I don't know if you notice or not, the Democrat Party treats veterans as if they are disposable and that they are already disposed of. We have already outlived our usefulness to them. We don't score them any more political points. But you know who does? Those Cambodian immigrants. They do. The criminal aliens do. They can get them more power. I can't. They already know I'm not going to vote for them. But they can convince a criminal alien that comes in that they let stay, they can convince him to vote or her to vote for them because they're getting to take advantage of the system. It's like, what do you guys think about that? Do people really understand the real gravity of the situation when it comes to criminal aliens, illegal immigration, and the impact they're having on our country? Because you got to remember, with the census coming up in 2030, we need to hammer out now that non-citizens should not be counted. There should be a citizenship question on the census. Because right now, when it comes to representatives and apportionment, criminal aliens are counted as part of the population. And your representatives, your number of representatives and your number of electoral college votes is directly linked to the number of people on the census. And right now, it doesn't discriminate for citizen versus non-citizen. So if these progressives can continue to flood the zone when it comes to purple and red states and try and turn them blue, and flood these blue states with more and more of them to get more representatives, to get more electoral college delegates. Guys, if we let this continue, it's not going to end well for us. Our country will not end well. So we need to push our representatives and our senators to do the right thing. We need to make sure that the citizenship question is part of the census. We need to continue to deport as many criminal aliens as we can find. And they like to identify themselves. They hang out and protest in public with like flags of other countries. It's amazing. Target-rich environment. Just start snatching people up, throwing them in cuffs, sort it out. And if they're criminal aliens, deport them immediately. I don't know what you guys think. It's been a really interesting week. Like, I don't know what you guys think, but these 3 weeks have been amazing. We're going into the fourth week, I think, starting Monday. It'll be interesting. Next week, we'll be going over essentially the first month of this administration. So much has already changed. So much has changed for the good. There's a couple of things we still need. Like we pointed out earlier, 877 Cash Now. We need Kash Patel as the head of the FBI. That needs to happen this week. Republican leadership, stop being a bunch of pussies. Cash, this week. If we can get Kash Patel in this week and then start uncovering a lot of the other nonsense going on in our government, guys, we can round out this first month as the craziest, most effective first month of administration ever. I love it. I love to see it. It just goes to show that we really could have been improving our country at a just dramatically faster rate. So all these other Republicans that we voted for in the past, what were they doing? Like, ask yourself that. MAGA is supposed to be this fringe movement, right? The Republican Party tries to maintain their hold on this process. But guys, what Republicans that we voted in have actually done anything worth doing? Until now. Now that we have a good leader that actually has an agenda and wants things to get better and wants to uncover this waste, fraud, and abuse that is so rampant and is killing our country, we see how quickly things can get better. So why didn't they get better under Bush? Why didn't they get better under Reagan? Why didn't they get better under any of these other Republicans? Why? Ask yourself that this week. And then come back next week, and we'll have another weekly update. So thank you to everybody that stopped by. We're up to 272. That is definitely a personal best. Thank you to everybody that showed up. Thank you, Dr. Gold, for the $5 super chat. Your generosity is much appreciated. Thank you, Questionable Gardener, for running the space on Tuesdays. You can find us there as well. Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. Questionable Gardener, myself, West Virginia, and others will be there. And we'll have different topics week to week. We've discussed damn near everything you can think of under the sun. But I have a feeling this week is going to get spicy because he's doing a lot of digging into some of this corruption. The organization that sounds really nice. Let's see if I can find. The Save the Children charity. Yeah, guys, that one is corrupt as hell. And he's been doing a lot of digging into it. So we're going to talk about that on Tuesday. We're also going to talk about that next Saturday on our weekly update. So every Saturday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, you can find me here for the weekly update. Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, you can find me with Questionable Gardener, West Virginia, and others for our space on X exclusively. You can find me on my Discord, and I will bring up this real quick so you can see the invite code there. You can find me, Patriot_USA on X. If you have recommendations for my channel that you would like to see on the channel, please send it to that email address or leave it in the comment on a video. I did just put up JD Vance's remarks for the Munich Security Conference. That video is now live on the channel as well. And pinned to my profile on X is the Patriot Files episode 1 podcast episode that I did with my father, talking about his childhood, his upbringing, his time in Vietnam, his time as a law enforcement officer and small business owner. It was a whole lot of fun. Questionable Gardener, thumbs up. Great. Ooh, Questionable Gardener says also, apparently Tuesday, we have a guest speaker. So that should be fun. And we are now at 277, apparently was our peak. Fantastic. Love to see it. Thank you very much, everybody. Your support is much appreciated. I look forward to seeing you Tuesday. I look forward to seeing you around on the Discord. I look forward to seeing you around on X. We can interact there as well. And I will see you back here next Saturday for another weekly update. Thank you, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful week. Take care of yourselves, and God bless.